One of the frustrations of making my living as a gun writer for as long as I have is just how limited are the sorts of articles that mainstream gun magazines want to publish. As far as gun magazines are concerned, Americans are gadget freaks, and they want to read the latest review of the, whiz bang blastum 3000. And I have done a lot of gun reviews over the years. Also, equipment, magazines, holsters, related paraphernalia. And that is pretty much all they believe that people are interested in. Even technique articles, how to shoot, are a tough sell. You might occasionally be able to, do another rousing rendition of Isosceles versus Weaver, but you can't do too much of that because you don't want to distract people from the review of the Whiz Bang Blastum 3000. You know, how to draw, how to do a speed load, how to do a tactical reload, and that's pretty much it. And if gun magazines aren't really terribly interested in articles about how to hold your arms while you're shooting, they are certainly not interested in articles on how to hold your mind while you're shooting. But the fact is that most of what separates good shooters from not so good shooters is mental. So, what I want to do now is I'm going to start doing the sorts of articles that I have never been able to do as a gun writer. I am going to do articles on, or videos rather, on the mental game. How to hold your mind while shooting, the philosophy, the thought processes that go into becoming a good shooter. Now, there are a fair number of shooters in the world who know one way to do things. One way to grip the gun, one way to stand, one way to hold your arms, one way to manipulate the trigger, one way to look at the sights, one gun, one holster, one load, one everything. And they will hold on to that like grim death until you absolutely prove to them that something else works better, which generally takes about 20 or 30 years, if it's possible at all. No, I am not joking. Good shooters don't think like that. For good shooters, their technique is a constant process of experimentation and refinement. Good shooters will instantly dump a technique they have spent years perfecting the instant they see a better way. Jerry Mischlik said something in one of his videos once that I really liked, so much so that I've pretty much memorized it. I'm paraphrasing, but this is pretty close. Jerry said, "When I'm out at a match and I see that someone is doing something differently than me, I ask myself, okay, what are they doing that is different than what I'm doing? And does it appear to be working better than what I'm doing? Because if it is, I guarantee you that is what I will be trying in my very next range session." If you want to be great, you have to be willing to change. The moment you start thinking you've got this all figured out, you are dead in the water. And people who are not necessarily younger, but who still have open, questing minds, will pass you by. And that is not going to happen to me. And as far as I am concerned, Those are words to live by.